The history of Lukang Mazu Temple. Lukang Mazu Temple, established during the era of the late Ming Dynasty to the early Qing Dynasty. It was devoted to the goddess Mazu by the immigrants from Ming China. In 1683, General Shilang and his army sailed across the Taiwan Strait. General Shilang prayed Meizhou Mazu blessing to protect them. In 1725, Shi Shibang dedicated his land to Mazu and relocated the temple to its present location. Lukang Mazu Temple was restored in 1815, 1874, and 1936.
Front hall. This architecture pattern of this temple consists of front hall, main hall, rear hall, and two transverse halls on both sides. There are 5 doors of the front hall. The doors on both ends are Bagua doors, and the middle entrance is a beautiful traditional concave pattern. Flowers and birds column. Flowers and birds columns represent the spring season and a wonderful world. This carving of the pillars symbolizes the most wonderful things in the world, and that's what the believers wanted to dedicate to the gods. 八卦造景. This Bagua ceiling symbolizes the extreme power of the emperor, and it can only use in the main building of the royal palace or the temples. Flying bird. The flying birds decorating the temple building are believed to have the power to prevent from fire accidents. Besides, the Chinese scholars regarded these sculptures as a symbol to be able to achieve the top ranks among all the test takers. 祈求石雕. The statue, the general and the Chinese mystical phoenix, symbolizes praying. The general holds and the phoenix holds a bow with its mouth. The pronunciation of the penance and the bow in Chinese represents praying. 即磬石雕. The general holds a whole bird standing next to a pancart. The pronunciation of the whole bird and the pancart in Chinese represents auspicious and praise. Plum, lotus, chrysanthemum, peony flower. The 4 seasons are represented by plum, lotus, chrysanthemum, peony flower. Plum symbolizes that the spring is approaching because plums blossom in the winter and the early spring. Lotuses symbolize gentlemen. Chrysanthemum means propitious. Peony flowers blossom across the winter and spring, so it also symbolizes the arrival of spring. In each of the 4 carvings, there are vase, a pumpkin, a chayote, and a peach. They symbolize happiness, longevity, and many more offsprings. 张真人画龙点睛. It is said that Mr. Zhang, the founder of the Taoism, was good at painting dragons. His paintings are so vivid that dragons will fly off from the paintings if the dragon's eyes were dotted. 保生大帝一虎侯. The legend said that the doctor cured the tiger and asked it not to kill anymore. The story goes like this. One day the tiger had an expectant mother, and it had somehow got a bone lodged in its throat. The tiger was a great pain and asked a doctor to cure it. After the doctor cured it, he requested the tiger never to hurt anyone anymore. 李虎为炉. The meaning of this sculpture is praying for blessings. The pronunciation of the 4 bats in Chinese is exactly the same as the sound of giving blessings in Chinese. Manhole. There are two arches of the manhole on both sides, and they connect to two corridors. The bell tower is on one of the corridors. The monks will ring the bell to welcome the believers coming to the temple and pray for the gods. There is a stele in Dragon-side corridor, and that is an important historical document of this temple.
城中木鼓 The hanging bell and drum are situated on right side and left side of the main hall. They ring the bell and beat the drum when religious followers are coming. 圣母公重修碑记 In 1816, 郑鹏日 wrote an epigraph. It recorded the history of restoration and is an important literature of Lukang Mazu Temple. The feature of Real Hall. The second floor of Real Hall is a traditional three-door Chinese building. In 1858, the Real Hall was extended to five-door pattern, and the balcony was extended to octagon shape. It provides pilgrims more space to worship the gods.
龙柱 Dragon Pillars. Both the dragons on the pillars have 5 talons, a symbol of the emperor, and that is rarely seen in Taiwan. The real hall is dedicated to Jet Emperor. In the folk religion, Jet Emperor represents paramount. Therefore, the dragon on the pillar has 5 talons. The Fenghuang and Qilin engraved on the pillars represent good luck.
月下老人 He is the god of marriage. There is a famous story about him. There was a man named Wei Gu in the Tang Dynasty. One day, he met an old man with a big bed sitting under the moon in front of an inn. The old man is looking at a small book and looks like he was looking for something. Wei Gu asked the old man what he was looking for on the book. The old man answered, "The record of people's wedding," and told him there are lots of red cords in the bag. The red cords in the bag are used for tying on the foot of the couples. No matter what, the couples who tie with the cord will marry in the future. Wei Gu was very surprised, and he also asked the old man that who will marry him in the future. "You will get married with a woman who lives in the north of the city," the old man answered with a smile. "Her mother is a vegetable merchant. You can see her store if you walk along the street." Wei Gu was very angry. He cannot believe that he will have to get married with a vegetable merchant in the future, so he said nothing and went back to sleep. After 10 years, he married a general's daughter. After he married her, he found that she was the woman who was described by the old man. At that moment, he knew that everything the old man had told him was true. The god has to make clay people and ties them with a red cord. Of course, he has to check the book which is recorded every marriage first. After tying the feet of the clay people, he will put them into the spouse room every day. Mazu, she is the god of sea, and people call her Moniang. She was the main god in the southeast coastal area in China at first. People say she will help people on sea, and her soul could take off and move away from her body to anywhere, to rescue people in danger when she was still alive. The famous story about Moniang is at the time when she was 16. One day, her father and brother were going out fishing, but she stayed at home for weaving clothes. When Moniang's mother found that she made a daydream in front of the weaving machine in the evening, her mother slammed in her face. "Ah," she said, and awaked. "Father and brother were in danger on the sea, so I went to save them. I seized the father's clothes and bit the brother's clothes, but you scared me. When I opened my mouth, my brother fell into the sea." she cried after she awaked. The next day, her father got back home. He told Mo Niang and her mother that her brother had died in the sea. 千里眼和顺风耳 They are Mo Niang's protectors. In the legend, one of them can see everything which is far away from him called Gao Ming, and the other one can hear everything which is far from him called Gao Jue. After they died, their spirits still haunted people. When Mo Niang heard this news, she decided to get rid of them. They had bet on the fight. If Mo Niang lost, she would have to marry them, but if Mo Niang won, they had to follow and protect her forever. Of course, Mo Niang won the fight in the end, and they became her protectors.